I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me.
Welcome all,
Had to
this
rise
is the
up just so
Australian
they could see
Indie
me.
Wrestling Show,
Did
fellow
what I had to
wrestlers,
do
trainees,
just to
event
be
support
me.
staff,
What
friends,
was
foes, and everyone in between. If you have a question, if you need your profile raised, or you can thank me later for the extra views,
We stand here amidst my achievement, not yours!
joining us today on the Australian Indie Wrestling Podcast is Australian wrestling legend Ken Dunlop, recent OMA award winner recipient. And then we're joined later in the week for an all-star ACW expose by the Puppeteer. I mean, you got to hang around for this one later in the week.
Oh my god, like we stay here for Ken Dunlop because there's some just really cool old
Stories,
school wrestling
yeah.
stuff, some cool stories, but seriously tune in for the Puppeteer. It's wild. That's about as all as I can say. It's wild.
Dom, was it as wild as your weekend, mate, at Vendetta?
My weekend at Vendetta was wild, but I don't know if it was as wild as the Puppeteer interview. However, 2 nights of wrestling in Malaga, and it was amazing. The fans had a great time. So much happened.
Yeah, I saw Adonis Matthews.
Yes, the Dagger is now the 21st Pride champion for ESPW. He, on night 1, managed to run through a 15-man rumble with... actually started off with Lucas Fantasia, so he had his work cut out for him. 13 other people came and went, and then Adonis was the last man standing in that one, and then he quickly cashed in on night 2 during Faisal Ali versus Elijah Henry, which was a brutal, strong style, hard-hitting match between those two guys. Elijah Henry's on another level. Faisal Ali really had to pull out all the stops just to stay in the match itself, and then Dagger came through right last minute, called his shot, finished the match, and is now our Pride champion. But we also had a
smart strategy by the Dagger coming out after Elijah Henry just chopped him up.
Exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong, Faisal Ali took it to Elijah Henry as well, but man, it was a brutal affair that you should not miss when that comes out on YouTube. But like I say, we also had a Coastal Championship match with Jesse Lambert and my boy Chris Target. We also had Stella Nix taking on King Shahil, which then has now turned into things were going crazy. I had to interject. Jesse Lambert thought he was cool and tried to interject, and now we're going to have Winter Warfare June 20th. It's a 6-man match where 2 people start, and then the rest of the competitors enter at a certain time interval until there is one victorious team.
Well, sounds murky, as someone said on the show a few weeks back.
It's clear as mud, all right? Don't you start.
Well,
but no, like I said, before you go into everything else, there was a bunch of other matches. The team of Manu and Chadwick debuted. They're 2 brothers who are there to mean business. They
legitimate
brothers made short work of the Ducks brothers, and
non-legitimate brothers.
So just so much happened, and then we also had Blake Walker versus Dex Van Diemen. Went to a no finish because they hate each other so much that they fought throughout the arena, fought on the outside of the ring. The referee counted them out. The match was done. They didn't care. They kept fighting, started shoving the officials, and that's when the whole locker room emptied, split them apart, could not keep them apart, and they have since been indefinitely suspended from all ESPW.
Why are you suspending your biggest draws? I tell you what, I saw that, right? And someone messaged me and who's currently signing people around Australia, guess who, and was like, who the fuck are those 2?
Well, they also assaulted a fan during the match. One of the fans was thrown and kicked, and then one of the referees was abused. You can't have that. We can't have that on any show.
It is a lawsuit waiting to happen.
So both of them have been indefinitely suspended until we can figure out a way for them to just calm the fuck down.
Well, speaking of not calming the fuck down, I went to MCW on the weekend. In-house review coming your way. I got to admit, dude, I got to admit, I did get a ticket on the house, all transparency. I begged and pleaded. I was, you know, let me in. And they were nice enough to let me in because I really wanted to see the Brooksy Thorpe match at the end, the main event. The main event got me in, funny that. Yeah, but also was Fantasia, Lucas Fantasia versus Nate Hunter. Loser became #1 entrance in the Ballroom Brawl, and unfortunately Fantasia lost as now the #1 entrance in the Ballroom Brawl.
Well, he just had some experience. He was the #1 entrant on, no, was he #1 or #2? I forget. It was only just on the weekend, but on the 15-man Rumble. So he's had a bit of experience just this weekend. So he's still in with a fighting chance. He made it down to the final 2. So
concussion is a hell of a drug.
That's the one.
And then next was Jarvis versus Stevie Flip, and it was loser is out of the Ballroom Brawl. Kaput! Don't even come back. Yeah, and unfortunately, one of the Philippe brothers, Stevie, is out of the Ballroom Brawl. So
he'll just take his act and take it to Japan or something.
Yeah.
Just not in the Ballroom Brawl. I'll go somewhere else.
That's cool. It. Next was the Clydesdale with a mystery partner taking on the Physicals, and the wheel spun. It was digital this time, Don.
Oh.
Yeah. So Lucky O'Leary came out. And I got to admit, for a team put together by the wheel, they had a devastating finishing maneuver. Hey, tag team finishing maneuver. Yeah.
They were prepared for it?
Get out of here. Then next was, some people said this was match of the night within the crowd. Saw a few mates and they said, oh, this was match of the night. So I got to mention that. The wheel spun and it was a #1 contenders match between Dusk and Hayter, Edward Dusk and Matt Hayter.
What was the contendership for?
Well, #1 contender for the heavyweight title belt.
Okay, I know they have a couple. It might have been the Intercommonwealth.
Oh, it might have been whatever you feel the need to have a shot at. Maybe like, call your shot.
You're just a contender.
Yeah, you're just a contender.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
And next was the ladies' women's championship match between Aisha and Shay Cassidy. And of course, the wheel was spun and that turned into a blindfold match. Now, why would you put a sack over these lovely ladies' heads? They had them. Yeah, but
not for their looks. Like, no, I said there's reasons.
Like you said it.
But it could be construed the wrong way. No, like you shouldn't put bags over women's heads.
No, that's right.
Men should have bags on their heads.
Yeah, well, Shay retains after Aisha cracked the shits and took the blindfold off and just went haywire and attacked her. So I'm guessing there'll be more for that. But next was the tag team titles, MCW tag team titles, ATO versus the Water Rapids.
Oh, how did the Perth boys go against Water Rapids? Was I correct?
Well, no, they put in a good showing, but in the end, of course, they got pinned, unfortunately. So, but it was a good, good fast-paced, high-flying match. But, all of these matches were pretty good on the card. As some people said, this was the event so far of the year for MCW. I had 2 people say that. The signing segment was way better than it should have been, Don. Some people said this was match of the night. But good. Don, you like a good signing segment. This one was between Erica Reed and Katie Lux. And I tell you what, Katie Lux loves to flip a table as much as I do.
Yeah, table flipping is like a release. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's a calming thing. Just whenever shit's going down, flip a table, let's throw down. But yeah, signing segments can really help build something for the next thing, while still having the performers there and people can still see them. And it's not just like, next time we're going to see this. It's like, well, let's make it legit. So.
Yeah, it was unfortunate Steph DeLander couldn't make it, but that didn't take away from anything. I don't think it subtracted anything. Hey, No. And next was the main event, the match I begged MCW to let me come in and see live, and it did not disappoint. I thought this was match of the night, and rightly so. It's the main event, the wheel spun, the MCW heavyweight title was up for grabs, and I fucking got into this match to the point where I was like, they might be giving Brooksy 2 belts to walk in with heading into Ballroom Brawl.
Nice.
And so, you know, the crowd wanted it. Huge chance of 2 belts Brooksy. But of course, with Rocky at ringside, it was not meant to be. Robbie Thorpe walking away with the victory. Then all the top competitors came out in the Rumble. And I'm going to say, if your favourite didn't come out at the end, he is probably not winning the Ballroom Brawl.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely worth a watch. With few people I heard calling it MCW's event of the year so far, and we're in end of May, so that's pretty good. Couple of events already, you know. So yeah, I mean, it was a very different match at the main event. It probably wasn't what people were expecting, which made it way cooler to watch live, you know. Real brawl between Brooksy and Thorpe, hey. And of course Thorpe had the mask on, and Brooksy finally got it off in the end. So yeah, definitely well worth a watch when it comes out.
Yeah, very cool, very cool.
But someone who unfortunately will not be in the Ballroom Brawl is Scotty Green. And we send our wishes out to Scotty Green with a broken leg on the weekend. That is a tough break to go through. Now the Ballroom Brawl is wide open because he was the first entrant, if you remember, winning entry at OPW a few weeks ago. So
And look, we've given Scotty a bit of shit lately.
But that's because he has it all. That's because he has it all, mate.
So well. And then when shit like this happens, it's sort of like, man, like
you don't want to see this happen to anyone.
You, Scott. We wish you a speedy recovery. Take your time, get well. You're still young. You'll heal up quick, and you'll be back bigger, badder, and stronger than ever, friend.
Yeah, drink lots of milk.
Yeah, with vitamin R.
Vitamin R, yep. Well, I tell you what. Hang around, as we said now, is the Ken Dunlop interview. He is the recent recipient of the Order of Australian Medal, the award for services to the Australian pro wrestling scene. And let's check out that interview with Ken now. Welcome all. We have Ken Dunlop with us, Order of Australian Medal winner, recipient for his work in Australian pro wrestling and the Australian pro wrestling scene. Great to have you on, Ken.
Pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, awesome to see you. We see you all over the message boards, and I've seen a bit of your work on YouTube as well. So yeah, great to finally get you on. We've been trying to get this to happen for a while now.
That's great.
Yeah, so you were born in Maui and you moved to Melbourne and then to Sydney over the course of your life. In September, you received an email to be nominated, but you actually thought it was a scam. Is that right?
Yeah, it was just weird. It sort of came out of the blue and mentioned all this stuff, and there was no personal messages with it. And I thought, this is just a load of crap. So I ignored it and showed my partner and just thought, just have a quick look and check. And then all the things actually matched up with everything. And then I thought the best thing is to ring. So I rang. We got on, must have been a Friday, so I rang on a Monday. And they said, yeah, congratulations. And I go, oh, wow. But then I didn't hear from them. They said, you'll hear later in the year. And I didn't hear from them until January. So I thought, it still might not happen. I just don't know what's going on. So it wasn't until the second week of January that they sent me all the information, Yeah, normal government timeline, just slowly getting through there. But you're the first to be awarded the medal for your work in professional wrestling. So if you guys thought you'd done it all in professional wrestling, you haven't. Let you know. But you get in Australia, especially the media in Australia, professional wrestling has always been never been in a proper run. And over the many years, I've tried my hardest. I used to write, when I was promoting in the early 90s, I wrote to every TV channel, every radio station, every newspaper to find their stories, and it was pretty hard to crack. the market. Well, I did get on quite a few, but yeah, it's very hard to crack. They just don't consider wrestling a legitimate sport.
So so it's almost like they never did, and because they still really don't. We still get the reporters going in and mucking about in the ring and stuff, even to this day.
Yeah, they just want to do the silly side, they don't want to take the serious side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fine line as well where it fits between a professional sport and entertainment, and it's sort of both but neither.
Yeah, that is the issue with them. They always look at everything's always starts off with the predetermined finishes.
Yeah.
They don't look at the hard work the guys put in, and all the wrestlers that I know, we're all body stuff.
Yep. I feel that.
Yeah, they just don't look at that side of it. I mean, it's very, very physical.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Completely. And yourself, you went to World Championship Wrestling when you were young, and then moved to Melbourne, and you were introduced.
I lived in Maui up in Gippsland, Victoria.
Yep.
When World Championship Wrestling was huge, they used to come up there probably 4, 5, 6 times a year.
Yep.
So we used to go as a family. But once a month, we used to go down to Melbourne to visit my grandparents. And when we did that, we'd go to Festival Hall on a Saturday night. So, from the age of 6, 7, I wanted to be a wrestler. That was it.
And how huge was it back then? I just have to ask. Sorry, Don.
No, I was going to ask along the same lines. Like, what sort of crowd numbers would you have at an estimate? Because you say you were 6 or 7 years old. You can only guess. But like, what was the size and like the how big was it in those days?
The atmosphere.
Massive. Festival Hall every Saturday night would pack 6,000 people.
Jesus.
Every Saturday night, and that was from the first Saturday in February right through till the second Saturday in December.
Wow.
Yeah.
Every Saturday night was sold out. Incredible. So, and then like when you go to Colonel Hall, those sort of places, they might hold 400 or 500. Most of them would be sold out.
Yep.
So it was massive. And TV ratings, the ratings on Sunday midday were huge.
Yeah.
And I find it crazy how they took it off cricket.
Yeah. Oh, you want excitement. You want things happening constantly and always happening that you really think of cricket. I don't know, but...
Yeah. Well, apparently Terry Patrick didn't like wrestling.
Yep.
Oh, right.
So when I got on the NRL footy show in '98, they weren't happy having wrestling on. Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
unfortunate. Up against the Packers.
Yeah, they got enough money to put a stop to whatever they want, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. So, yeah, and that was when you were young, going to watch it. When you started training for wrestling, so at the moment, if someone's young and they want to start training for wrestling, they find a local school. How was that for you when you were like, this is it, I want to be a wrestler? What were the sort of points, what are the steps you took, and where did you go? How did you get linked into it?
I didn't know of any wrestling schools at the time, but because we were going to Festival every Saturday night, we got to meet some of the locals. Like there was Sam Rossi, John Snyder, and John Snyder became my best friend. And Fred, but you get to talk to the locals and you meet their wives. And John's wife Claire, who I'm still great friends with now, told me about the wrestling school. And when I turned 16, John and Sam Rossi said, "Do you want to learn?" And I was just boom, without asking my parents and asking about money, and so they actually came over to our house and spoke to my parents and told me they'd teach me the ropes and all that stuff. So it was pretty.
How does that question come up, Ken? Is it like, do you want to learn, or is it, hey kid, do you know this and that about wrestling, or do they question you a bit first, or your knowledge?
They knew that I loved it, and I used to tell them that I used to practice. Brother.
Yeah. So you started how everyone started, beating up your siblings or your cousins, yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to start.
Yeah.
Well, you made your debut August 17, 1978 at the Watsonia RSL in Melbourne.
No, August 11 actually.
August 11, my bad.
They made a mistake on the site. Yeah, I was only 17 years old in the club, so I had to wait to sneak in with the wrestlers. I was going to go in with mum and dad because I was underage. They had to go in, and I had to hang around and wait for some of the wrestlers, and they just started working wrestling. I had to sneak in with them so I wouldn't get caught out being underage.
Oh.
Nothing. Imagine missing your first match because you're underage. That'd be bloody shocking.
Yeah, you're not allowed in, kid. Yeah, but I'm wrestling. Yeah, whatever, buddy. Get it on your bike, you know.
Well, speaking from an underage match to being partnered with a man in prison for double murder, can you tell us what that's all about, Ken?
Yeah, we did the show at Pentridge Jail down in Melbourne, and every wrestler got assigned a prisoner, and they took you in and gave you a cup of coffee and a sandwich, and you sit there, and they actually give you instructions beforehand. Don't ask them what they're in for. So everyone was sitting there with their guys around the table, and of course, being 17, you're just curious. And this guy was only about 23. So I just said, "Oh, what are you for?" He said, "Double murder." I knew I shouldn't have stopped on the spot. He come home, caught his best mate with his girlfriend, and he killed him. So he was in 2 life murders now. But it was I just freaked right out.
Big hello if you're watching. Well, I tell you what, after a few years as World Championship Wrestling came to an end in 1978, you moved to Sydney and your workload basically doubled. You went from 20 to 40 shows a year to getting 10 to 20 shows a month in Sydney. Melbourne
was a good scene. I loved the scene in Melbourne, but there wasn't a lot of work. And there'd be like the Lygon Street Festival. Kirschneider had all the shopping centres lined up, so you do that probably 6 or 7 times a year. I came up, Kid Hardy actually got me on the trial show up here in Sydney with Steve Rackman at Beazley Working Club. And Rackman straight away said, "Look, I love you, I want you to come up here and I'll give you as much work as I can." And I went back home and thought about it in the November. Wasn't happy with my job, so I just sort of rang my grandparents because they lived in Sydney. Said, "Can I stay with you for a couple of months till I get a job and everything?" And they said, "Yeah." And everyone thought it wouldn't last a month because I was a mummy's boy and I love my family. And so I moved up here on the 1st of December. It was a Saturday morning. I arrived at my grandparents. My grandmother had the Saturday morning paper out with all the jobs for hire. I had to ring them before midday. I had 3 job appointments on the Monday, job interviews. I got one of them. I started work on the Wednesday.
Oh, wow. Just straight into it. Hit the ground running.
Wow.
Yeah, and within a month, I had my own little flat and bang, here I still am.
That's it. Yeah.
Sweet.
There's no mucking about for you, Ken?
No. Balls down and go.
Magic.
And
I only worked for Steve Rackman for the first 6 months because that's what I thought. Because I knew there was other promoters, but I thought I had to be loyal. And it was Mario Milano, who I trained with and was a good friend with. He came up to Sydney for some shows. He said, "Why aren't you working for Roy and Larry?" And I said, "I thought I had to stay loyal to Steve, everybody." So he gave me all their contact details, and within a week, I was working for.
So awesome.
I always gave Steve first priority.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's a certain level of that. Like you say, the first priority of the guy who put you on first. But, you can't, you're trying to make a living out of this sort of thing, you can't just be like, "Oh, I'm only going here," because you're taking away any opportunities. a lot of guys struggle with that today as well. Like there's some places that if you wrestle there, they don't like it if you try and wrestle anywhere else. But at the end of the day, if you want to improve as a wrestler, you need as much work as you can get. You need to do as many reps as you can so that you get better at it for your what you consider your home group.
Yeah, I mean, I find it really wrong that promotions say you can't work with that person or that person.
Yeah.
As long as you commit to them in your spare time, you should be able to work whoever you like.
Yeah.
And all the guys that I taught over the years, I encourage them to work for as many promotions as they can to get experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd actually ring the other promotions. Like I had a really good deal with Ron Miller. He'd use, because he had South Sydney Juniors every fortnight on a Tuesday night, and he'd say to me, just give me 2 guys every fortnight.
Yep.
He'd let me book whoever I wanted for his son. So it's split around, so they all got a taste of working with other people.
That's it. Yeah, more experience, the better you get.
Plus, I also made sure they got the right money.
Ah, yeah, good.
Nice.
They created themselves, they would probably settle for a cheaper rate, where I said, okay, my guys get this.
Mm-hmm.
And it was never a problem.
You were living as an openly gay man during a time where it wasn't, was like a criminal act almost, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think in Sydney, 1984, it got criminalised. So yeah, all that time.
It was quite recent.
Yeah, I was moving around like a rabbit. So you know, I could have gone to jail.
Yeah.
Wow. Did any of the promoters or the other wrestlers ever take issue with it, or everyone was pretty welcoming like they are today, or?
No, it was
None?
three or four gave me a real bad time, and I copped a lot of mental abuse and physical abuse. I got attacked once in the dressing room at one of the clubs. I'd finished my match, come in, sat on the floor to get changed, and I didn't even see this arsehole standing in the corner behind me.
Yeah.
So I was sort of like leaning forward, so you're out off balance and you're sitting on the floor with your knackered, and he kicked me in the back, and put me in a chicken wing to break my arm.
Fucking coward.
And again, being in that position, you can't defend yourself. And so if someone else heard the commotion and came in the room and said, I'll let him go.
Yeah.
And he's, next time I'll break your fucking arm, you faggot. So,
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, so that only happened that bad once, but one of the other guys, again, I can't name names because I wanted to name them in my book, but you can't because of legal reasons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Used to beat the crap out of me. Even training once, he came to the gym as a favour to Roy Heffernan to train me, and he gave me a hairline fracture of the jaw.
Jesus.
He just so hard across the face, and he always just hated me from day one. And yeah, another time I had my earring in, I had my ears pierced, and because that was a very, very big thing in the early 80s.
Yeah.
And I just happened to forget to take it out before the match. And as the referee was telling us, supposed to be telling you the instructions, he just said really loud, yeah, after the fact that you left your earring in, and he just leaned over and just pulled it out, just ripped it.
Shit.
And I sort of went into shock, and then the blood was pissing out of my ear.
Yep.
Everyone would have heard it. And then the bell rang, just saying that match is normal. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that.
Was there a reaction backstage to these sort of incidents when you went backstage, after he's ripped the earring out, or is any from the promoters? No, nothing.
No, nothing. And that's the trouble. I couldn't complain because if I complained to them, they would have dropped me.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to wrestle anymore. Yeah.
Yes. I think that's what. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure I've gone back and complained. Yeah, I would have been off the shows.
Oh, shit. Well, good thing is that shit doesn't fly anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks you went through it, but, you having to deal with that shit has essentially improved it for the future, so we thank you.
No, that's all right.
No, sorry.
I mean, it's just something you have to deal with because even in general life, it's still wasn't accepted. I worked in the building trade. I worked in the hardware shop, building, timber yard hardware store for many years. And one guy who I knew, a customer very well, I'd got into a couple of functions with him. I heard him one day talk. He didn't see me. I was up in the storeroom, and he was talking in the yard. And I heard him say to someone about it, Ken Dunlop. And I thought, oh, fucking, and I said really loud to him, I said, oh, fucking joking, you arsehole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it was like, back then. It was pretty tough,
Yeah.
But you moved to Sydney. Did you find Melbourne or Sydney better?
I still love Melbourne. Love going back home. I still call Melbourne home. My life has been in Sydney. Like I moved back in '85 when that big American tour started in Australia. I had to be based in Melbourne for 3 months, and I was going to stay, and I saw it sort of declining, so I thought, it's not going to work out. And I thought, oh, bugger, I'll just go home, back to Sydney. And I rang my old boss, who I'd quit to join this promotion, and he just said, I'll start Monday. And I rang up another friend, moved in with him for a couple of weeks, so I got enough money and down to the unit, and everything's just back to normal like within a week.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice. Is this where you met your partner Joey in Sydney?
No, in Sydney, that was in 2003.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. I was on the verge of quitting my job and moving back to Melbourne to live. I was just getting really bored, especially after I stopped wrestling in 2000. After that, I did an acting course for 6 months, and then I had singing lessons, and I did some other theatre stuff for a little while. But I was getting a bit bored with it. I'll just go back home. And luckily enough, I met him, and I just thought straight away there's a really good connection. So I thought I'll just wait another couple of months and just see how it works out. And if it didn't work out, I'd move back. And but it worked out well.
Oh, magic. That's good.
Nice.
He's like, oh, this guy's all right. We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
So are you still training or anything like that, Ken? Do you still go down to the facilities and see what people are doing?
Yeah, I'm going on Wednesday night actually to a training school. There was All-Star had a training school, but they've closed down now, so I won't be going there obviously. But I only went there probably 3 or 4 times. But I go to Australian Wrestling Superstars. They have one, and it's only like 10 minutes up the road, so I don't mind that. So I try to go once a month.
Yep.
So
Nice.
I can't do anything physically anymore because my body's I see certain people and I can just see holes from certain holes for certain people. And I love to see young people with enthusiasm. They love just what they have the passion for it. Once I see they've got the love and the passion for it, I'm in.
Yeah. What do you think about the 60 plus companies around Australia? Was there that many companies rocking around when you were wrestling back in the...
I don't think so. Like Melbourne only had 3 or 4. Sydney obviously had the most in that time. I think there was only 1 that I knew of in Queensland, and there was a couple in Adelaide. I didn't know any in Perth back in the day. But it's fantastic that there's all these promotions everywhere. It's just a shame they can't all get together and help each other out. Like maybe one from Melbourne work with one in Sydney and with Adelaide, so they can all swap talent and maybe do a couple of joint shows. That'd be great. But I know egos are involved. Business always has to go number 1.
Yeah.
Well, I have to ask, Ken, do you enjoy watching the shows these days, or do you enjoy watching the shows back in like Festival Hall?
I much prefer Festival Hall days.
Take that, everyone.
I mean, I love the things they do, and the young guys today can do some amazing athletic stuff that I couldn't even think of doing. But when you do a triple backflip somersault off the top rope to land on someone, they kick out after one.
Should be the end, right?
Should be the end.
Should be done.
Big spectacular move, bang.
Yeah.
And when they do it, people get excited and get the count of one, and then they nip up and do 10 spots in a row straight after. So the storyline aspect today is missing. Selling is missing. Working the crowd is missing. A lot of the guys today, again, they can go in there and do their 6-minute spot. They don't look at the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I find that really frustrating.
Yeah, no, you're not the only one. I'm fully with you, because you do that giant spot or whatever. Where do you go from there? There's no up. There's no higher point you can take the fans to. So you need to build it up to that to really make it effective. And a lot of guys have the opinion that they wrestle for themselves, but if you wrestle for yourself, you wouldn't be doing it in a ring. You'd be doing it in your backyard. We're doing it for the fans because they want to pay a ticket, they want to have fun, and that's how you build the business so that people can make a living out of this sort of stuff, like you did back in the day.
Yeah, well, I say to all the guys I taught, I said, people in the audience, they're paying your wage.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to entertain them and work to them.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of the guys, you can see a whole 3 matches on a card here, and not one will engage the crowd in the first matches. And you don't have to. I mean, I know it's a different style and different era, and they all think there's the old fart kind of thing, but you've got to tell a story. You don't have to plan a 6-minute match. Don't plan 6 minutes. Plan 3 minutes of admin.
Yeah.
Right? You can crowd for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got the psychology right.
Yeah.
You know, I did my match once with Lofty Pigford, and we hadn't locked up until about the 4 or 5 minute mark of the match.
Yeah.
Because we had that much heat with the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
and we were playing. I was playing the coward role, and it just worked a treat. And the referee's going, it's only 5 minute mark. You haven't locked up yet. So just say to the crowd, you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what
Yeah, that's it, 100%. As long as you're engaging, you will do the wrestling, but as long as you're engaging the crowd and they're into it and they're having fun, you're doing your job.
Yeah, and also to get back to the day, like one thing, I go to a show, and say the show's on at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night. The guys are in the ring practicing all afternoon. The fans who get there early are at the doors.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes they can see because they're glass doors.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely no back in my day. You would never ever see doing something like that. And we wouldn't, again, if we were doing a 20-minute match, because the average match back then was 20. You'd hardly ever do under 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It was 20, 30 or 40 or whatever. And you just plan a fast opening, one spot each in the middle and the end.
Yeah.
Everything else was just ad lib.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's where today I find it really frustrating. They have 6 minutes, and there was one match I went to about a month ago. The guys actually stuffed up a spot, so they went straight back to try it again.
No.
Went back the third.
No.
And they finally got it the third time, but I'm sitting there in the audience going, "Fuck!"
Just move on. Go past it. Do something else. You missed it. It's all right. Yeah.
When I go to the shows, I like to sit at the back of the hall so I can see the crowd's reaction.
Yeah.
Yep.
And get a better overall few. Yeah.
We've spoken about a few different things in the modern wrestling that sort of need a bit of work, but what do you think is missing in Australian wrestling that was more prevalent in the days where you're saying Federation Hall, they were getting 6,000 people?
Yeah, did they used to have trainee matches before the opening bell?
No.
Yeah, that was never a thing, was it?
No. Because even in the clubs back here in Sydney, like there's only been 4 matches on the show. Like going back from, I started here in 80, 81, right up until 1998, there's only, on the average, 4 matches, 3 singles and a tag.
Yeah.
And that was a 2.5 hour show.
Wow.
With a 15-minute interval.
When you go 20, 30, 40, it makes sense.
Yeah. You know, and no one had an issue doing that time. Like there was one night we were at a pub and someone hadn't turned up. So Steve Backlund was that promoter of that show. He said to the match, guys in the first match, instead of doing 20, wanted to do 30. And I was going to do 20 with my guy, and he said, let's go 30. But the guys in the first match went home at the 15-minute mark.
Oh.
They stuffed something up and one of them got hurt. So
Yeah.
they finished. So he just said, do an hour Broadway.
Oh.
So he had to. And like he stumbled, which is great. And we had the crowd the whole time. And at the end, not the Baker face then, I had the Hill Kid 1, 2, the bell rang. So we got the whole crowd chanting for 5 more minutes. So we did another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So 65 minutes.
Shit.
And we had we did the same thing at the end. I had him pinned again, 1, 2, bell rang. So we had the other chanting going for another 5, but then he stopped it.
Yeah.
Being the hill. So yeah, I doubt many of the guys today could, if something happened on a show, if they could do that.
Yeah.
Because today they practice so hard within 6 or 7 minutes. If something happened at the last second and they changed around, could they adapt? Could they do it?
Mm. Yeah.
So I didn't even know who I was wrestling. I got in the ring. It was a Sunday, we'd done 3 shows that day, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock show. So I was on the main event of the 4 o'clock show, and I was on the second match at the 6 o'clock show.
Shit.
So it was only like 30 minutes in between the club, but the first match couldn't do their finish till they saw me walk in the back of the hall. So, but as soon as I got in the door, they just happened to see me and went straight to their finish. I still had to get down back into the dressing room, and I had my tracksuit on over my gear, and then my theme music started. Shit, so I had to rush out into the ring.
Yeah.
I had no idea who I was wrestling, how long I was going, what was the finish or anything.
Yeah.
The referee had everything. So, and I'd find if today's guys, could they do that?
Yeah, no. There is a few I think that could, not a huge number. But yeah, I think majority of wrestlers today would struggle big time.
Yeah, there's less that could than more that would.
Yeah.
But it's sad in a way. And I find basic skills today are not taught.
Yeah.
Like every hold, like as a full Nelson, half Nelson, step over toe hold. I actually showed the guys a move from step over toe hold, a rolling one around the ring about a month ago. And one of them didn't even know what a step over toe hold was.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Fuck.
Because I said, put a step over toe hold on him and I'll show you a spot. And he went, what's that?
Yeah.
And I thought, joking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not their fault that it's not being taught.
Mm.
And again, when I was training with Roy Heffernan, every hold on the full Nelson, there's 8 different ways of getting out of a full Nelson, 8 different reversals.
Yeah.
Out of the hammerlock, all those, there's 8 different ways out of nearly all of them.
Yeah.
And he taught us all of them. I mean, I forget half of them anyway.
Yeah, but I learned.
Yeah, they're
But
there.
all the guys that I trained, I taught them all every single way.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're wrestling someone for the first time, you always have to start with basics. You can't just go flash. You have to always stick with your basics and work from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there seems to be a bit of lacking in the basics in some areas. I think I'll agree with you there, Ken. But yeah, so is there any other differences or things that you think we can improve in today's wrestling scene, Australian wrestling scene?
Again, it's creating storylines. Like, again, when I was promoting, I'd book 3 months ahead, always. Because we had, obviously, quite a few clubs. So I had to keep a story, a book at home for each club separately. And I'd run storylines for each club. I'd try and plan at least 3 months ahead, sometimes even longer. And I think today they just throw matches together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been at a few different companies like that, but I've also been at ones that book way in advance as well. So it's a half and half, I'd say.
One thing I really hate about today, no ring announcing.
Listen up, Michael.
I think the commentators can add, and especially with young guys, they can help. I find that really bad. And one promotion, well, that All-Star was, again, they had great young kids, but they didn't even have a ring announcer, which I found, I was so pissed off about it. I said to the promoter 4 or 5 times, but you need someone in the ring at the beginning of the show to welcome the people, thank them for coming, even if you introduce the first match, and then go and sit in any corner and just do the rest from there. And at the end come out and thank them all.
Yeah.
None of that.
Yeah.
You know? I find that really, to me, horrible. And again, like, I know IWA do it because Ed Locke, who is a great friend of mine, he was ring announcing. And again, they can add to the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And I, all my career, was always announcing during the matches.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's lagging.
Yeah.
And then working the crowd. They're not taught to work the crowd.
And what shows are you going to in Sydney, in the Sydney area? What shows do you usually go to? Because I only like to get out to a few.
Yeah, I try to go to, not as many as I can. I could go to more.
We all could go to more, mate.
I go to Rock and Roll Wrestling. I like their vibe of their show. They've got a really good feel for their show. Australian Wrestling Superstars. I was going SSW All-Star. Integrity have got shows, but they're a bit too far away from home.
Yep.
They've invited me 2 or 3 times now, and because I don't like driving at night, because I've got issues with my eyes.
Yeah.
And that's all from concussions from the wrestling. My optic nerve from the brain to the back of the left eye is damaged. So I get these just go blurry every now and not all the time, but just especially at night time I find it just go blurry. So I don't want to drive. So if I go to a show, I try to go by public transport. And when they've got shows way out west, and it's okay going to the show, coming home at 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
And I've got to get 2 different trains to come home because they don't go my way.
They've got to send you a car service, mate. That's the new bottom line. They want you to invite you to the show, send a car service.
Well, actually, Integrity, they've got a show in June, and they've promised they'll get someone to pick me up and drop me home.
Nice.
There you go. That's how it should be.
Yeah, bit of respect.
If they happen, well, I'll definitely go to the show.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I love seeing it. I love talking to the guys, even the experienced guys. Most of them know who I am, and have a chat. Most of them ask me their opinions on their matches.
Yeah, sick.
And I'm always been known for being brutally honest. So sometimes it doesn't go down well.
If they can't handle a bit of constructive criticism, they're in the wrong game.
one of the shows I went to, the booker actually had a match.
Let me
And
guess,
he
it was
said-
for the title. The Booker had a match for his own title, right?
No, it wasn't a title.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I was just.
So he did a submission finish. And again, he told all the boys to ask me my opinion. He come and asked me my opinion, and I told him stuff. How it didn't work, it was flat, it was boring, it was horrible to watch. And
Yep.
I said that in front of all the, because he asked me in front of everybody, so I just said it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he just went, oh. I did get invited to the next one, so he wasn't too bad.
Wasn't too upset. Oh, that's good.
I mean, if you can't take criticism from the Order of Australia medal winner, who can you take it from? You know, like if you're not listening to Ken, who are you listening to?
Well, the thing is, like, when you get a club, some of the clubs, like, where the ring is there, where the stage, they've got crowd there, there, and there. The back part, there's no crowd.
Mm.
He did the finish facing that way.
No. Yeah. So no one saw it, really?
No one saw it.
Yeah.
And the guy was a big guy too, tapped out, and no one saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no one saw the finish.
Rang the bell, raised his hand, and everyone's going, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was just totally flat and dead. So, yeah.
They let him know.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
And have you've obviously heard heaps about this ACW
Yeah,
stuff.
you want to go there, Ken? Let's do it.
I'm going to their first show.
Yeah, so am I. I'll see you there.
Yeah, and he's invited me. The owner's invited me himself.
Yep.
Given me a front row seat. So.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to it, and
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. Like, that club is a very small club, and apparently spent a fortune on lighting, because the lighting there was woeful, and the sound system was terrible. Every time wrestlers spoke on the microphone, you couldn't understand what they were saying.
This is a Padstow RSL, Ken.
Yeah, so apparently he's revamped it all, and yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I wish him all the best in the world, and I've been giving him some advice here and there.
Yep.
So, yeah,
You know,
just to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, we also wish Hassan all the best, and we've been trying to give him a few tips and along the way as well, and just I think everyone's trying to help him out because he has invested such a large sum of money into the Australian wrestling scene. Hey?
I just can't see wrestlers being signed to contracts. I don't think the scene here is big enough for that.
Yeah.
And it's put a few people out of joints as well. So, that could have come later, maybe. Let him run for 12 months first. And then if they get to the heights he wants to get to,
Yeah.
and then that could be discussed. But to sign before it starts, I just find that a little bit strange.
It is.
Can I ask, were you on an exclusive contract when you were wrestling for World Series Wrestling?
No.
There you go. And that was the biggest promotion ever in Australia.
Yeah, in '85. I mean, when the guy approached me, he only wanted like 4 local guys permanently. He used different guys in there each state. I mean, the money was out of this world. Even back, the grand cash a week. And this is back in '85.
Yeah, that's good money.
Yeah.
That's good money now.
Yeah, I couldn't knock them back. So I gave up. This is my job. I gave up the flat, moved back in with mum and dad. You had to be based in Melbourne for it, 3 months. I mean, that was just great. And there was no contracts, no nothing. So just all handshakes. So it was only after, it was into the 3rd month. I think it was the 1st week into the 3rd month. I saw cracks appearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And I just thought, something's off here now, and so I said, that's it, I'm out.
Yep.
So, and apparently the last 3 or 4 weeks, most of the guys didn't get paid.
Oh shit.
I got out at the right time.
Just in time, yeah. Nice.
It was great for me then because I was watching the bookers, I was watching the owner. So I learned a lot. Because I used to watch them all. Like I used to watch Steve Brackman, Roy Heffernan, Larry O'Day and Ron Miller. I sort of how they ran their shows. So I always like to see behind the scenes stuff as well.
Yeah.
So I pick up bits and pieces from all of them. And that club in Melbourne, they could have kept going for another 6 months if they did the right things. But they didn't. There was I remember they had a guy came to his office one day. He had a book and he could have bought a package of, there was 4 male wrestlers, 2 female wrestlers and 2 women wrestlers from the States, for 10,000 cash for all them. And again, there were some massive names back in the time, but I can't remember them all now. But if he got that and had all these different people, I mean, he would have clicked like crazy with the crowd.
Yeah.
But in the end, he ended up choosing to go with Spirits Arena and Cyclone Network. Guys who were big in the 70s. But again, they were old. They were pretty much finished.
Yeah.
Put all his eggs in that basket. And the first week was huge, but then the second week just didn't work.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, it was just bad advice. So, again, watching him from behind, I was sort of thinking, oh, shit, it was a huge mistake. And so, watch and learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, he was money laundering. He was doing some illegal stuff. So, one of the guys went to prison for about 6 years.
Shit.
So, so I'm glad I got out of it at the right time.
Yeah. Far out.
The guy who was running it one night at festival, we're just having a metal background one night, and I just grabbed him around the waist, and I felt something. And he actually had a gun in a holster.
Yep.
And I thought, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You see yourself in the foot giving a guy a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Like, nice to see you fellas. I'm just have a nice night. Yeah.
and the police were apparently watching this off all the time. They had every wrestler's details, their addresses, their car, registration number plates, the whole lot. And when they got caught, we were told you needed to go to court, but none of us got caught up. So yeah.
Yep. You're like, oh shit, they're gonna drag us into it. I didn't do anything. I just wrestled. Oh wow.
Very, very different to these days than it was back in your days, Ken, where you're all getting tagged by the FBI and the Australian Federal Police.
Yeah.
AFP, yeah. But yeah, no, it's been great to hear from you, Ken, and get your thoughts on what was great from back then and what's great now and not working in your opinion. And to be honest, ours as well, we can't disagree with you. Yeah. And now your book, Dazzler Dunlop, I had a look on Amazon, not available, mate.
No, the publisher went bust about 15 months ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, owed me nearly $2,000.
Oh.
Yeah. So
small claims court.
Yeah, so it's not available at the moment. So I'm trying to either get another publisher interested. If not, we'll make some changes myself. Just do it online so it can be sold as an ebook only.
Yeah, I had a look if I could buy it as an ebook, but yeah, it wasn't available. But I did find it on eBay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's no point buying that copy.
Yeah.
Money's going to someone else.
$9 or something, $9.99. Yeah.
I've got about 4 left home, but yeah, I mean, I have to, if I go ahead, I have to do a new cover, and I just want to do an updated version. I've already got about 20 pages to add to it. Plus
Yeah.
a new chapter now.
Another chapter. Yeah. So that's. Do you happen to have the medal there with you, Ken?
Yep.
Beautiful.
So you get three.
Oh, look at that.
You get the big one there, you get a small one, and apparently this little pin, apparently if you ever go out to a restaurant or somewhere where you wear a jacket, if you put that pin in, everyone's supposed to know you've got an award, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they'll just say in the box for me, but yeah.
Not me, Ken.
Yeah.
I'd be wearing that everywhere. I'd be like pointing at it, like, do I get a discount? Like, you see this medal? You see this pin? But you know, we're different people. Yeah.
Don loves the free bread roll. Hey.
The funniest thing when I went to get the medal, like they give you very strict protocol. You've got to do everything they say. You've got to move here, move there. You can't do this, you can't do that. But as I was walking towards Her Excellency Margaret Beazley, and you have to bow and all that sort of stuff. But as I walked to her approach to me was, "Hi, Dazzler." Got quite funny, yeah.
Wrestling fans are everywhere, mate. They're everywhere.
So how was that day, Ken?
Sorry?
How was that day going into that and that whole day receiving the award? You know? 'Cause not many of us will ever get to do it.
We only got back from overseas on the Saturday, and so we were a bit jet lagged still, and it was a Tuesday morning. We had to be there by 9, and as we were getting there, it obviously pissed down with rain, of course. But yeah, so I got ushered. There was 31 people getting their awards that day, so we got ushered separately. And like Joey, Ed Locke, and Bob Lassie were my 3 guests there. They all had to go to the front section, and some big major general or whatever it is comes in and gives you all the lay down, and you got to sit there, and you're not allowed to move from your feet. You got to be in that position the whole time. Very, very strict, very strict. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Oh well, it's great to see you. Good times. Good spread afterwards.
No, I was so disappointed. All this bloody good food you get, and they just walk around. There was one little thing that big, and something else that big, and something smaller, and they only went past me once, so I was starving.
Yeah. Are we ready for this?
I don't drink, so there's pain and wine. And
Yeah.
I'm not a drinker, so I missed out on that. Yeah.
Well, it's great to have you on, Ken, the Order of Australia Medal recipient for pro wrestling in Australia. And if you see his book, Dazzler Dunlop, out there, please grab it because you've heard some of the stories Ken's gone through today. Just the icing on the cake, and you really got to read the book to get a good idea of what was going on back then. A true character and a legend in the most entertaining and demanding sport in the world. Ken has lived it and loved it, and everything he is as a champion, as a person. This is a wonderfully honest sharing of his story. Yes, I'd just like to say thanks a lot, Ken.
Thanks,
and
Ken.
It's been great having you on and listening about Festival Hall. And mate, I tell you what, when you get the book out, come back on.
Yep, definitely. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the 20th of June.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see you on the 20th of June at the ACW show. It should be interesting night.
Okay. Thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, Ken.
See ya.
Well, that was Ken Dunlop, and I got a lot out of that interview. I've always wanted to hear about the old Festival Hall days with World Championship Wrestling and stuff. And yeah, Ken was someone who actually lived it and still has his mind,
Yeah, no, it was really cool. Like, it's one of those guys that I think it'd be great to just hang out and just listen to stories from back in the day, just whatever sort of pops into his head. I don't think not every story is probably fit for a podcast. So
Yeah.
Gotta wait and
Well, I
catch
tell
up
you
with
what,
sort of thing, so.
I'm looking forward to catching Ken on June 20th at the All Stars, a night to remember. And of course, we have ACW tickets available. Hit that code up on the QR code up right now, because of course we have been hit up by the man. I made a mistake last week. My hands are up in the searchlight. This is not entrance seating, the VIP seating, the $120 VIP seating. This is on a raised level, like when you go to concerts and there's a raised VIP level. Apparently this is what this is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not actually in the entrance way. You won't be having the cameras on you. Hassan made me want to make sure very clear that none of you incels will be filmed on the night. So yeah.
I'm sure there'll be some sort of filming, but not as they're walking out.
No.
But no, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
And of course, all new people have been added to the card. We've seen Ref Rach get added to the card, so that's really cool. Dan Archer is added to the card, so that's really cool. Yeah, you didn't know that.
I did not know that.
EC Brownie, Matt Hayter, Adam Brooks, and of course you've got the #1 draft picked Keegan, Ted Zilla, and the Banisher all on the ACW roster. So it's looking like quite a show already.
Yeah, hell of a card. Well, we don't know what the matches are, but it's a hell of a lineup.
Well, I tell you what, someone who knows a bit behind the scenes was the Puppeteer, and we've got an interview later with him in the week, and so that'll be pretty cool. And yeah, there'll be a bit more information coming out about what went down between All Stars and ACW from a worker's perspective, shall we say.
Yeah, someone who wasn't exactly in all the decision-making area, but was around it all as it was happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, the guy used to be best friends with Mitch, so, so there we go.
Tune in and strap yourselves in, because it's a hell of a ride.
It is, the Puppeteer, mate. But Don, I think that's all we'll get out of our breath this week.
Yep, it's been a hell of a pod this week. I hope everyone's enjoyed themselves. So now it is time for the wrap around the country. If you live in ACT, ICW Australia presents Revenge at the Canberra PCYC in Waniasa, Saturday, May 30th. New South Wales Australian Wrestling Superstars is in Bexley, Friday, May 29th. Pro Wrestling Australia's Black Label Dropped Out is at Liberty Hall, Moore Park, Friday, May 29th. Australian Wrestling Entertainment Mayhem, Petersham RSL, Saturday, May 30th.
Wait. I believe this has a match between Ted Zilla and Banisher.
Oh.
Yeah,
Australian Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah, finishing up their contractual agreements before they're contractually signed never to appear on another show again.
Oh, wow. We'll definitely get down there if you want to see them before they hit the ACW stage. But then we also have Harbour City Pro Wrestling Night of Inception, St. Mary's Rugby League Club, Saturday, May 30th. Pacifica Wrestling Federation, Sacred Ground at the King Tom Club in Edensa Park, Saturday, May 30th. Wrestle Strong Dojo have Wrestling Mayhem at Club Singleton, Saturday, May 30th. And Wrestling Goes Metal Mayhem is at the Blacktown PCYC, Sunday, May 31st. Queensland, Wrestling Allegiance Rockhampton is Under Siege at Great Western Hotel, Saturday, May 30th. If you're in South Australia, Pro Wrestling South Australia, Road to Super Slam is at Greenwith Community Centre, Saturday, May 30th. Wrestle Rampage Australia, Dusk versus Night. Oh, shit. That'll be dope. At Cosgrove Hall in Cloverleigh Park, Saturday, May 30th.
They usually go live sometimes, so keep an eye out for that if they go live, because you won't want to miss Dusk versus Night. I give you the tip-o.
Yeah. If you're in Victoria, Malice Wrestling Federation have Onslaught 2 in Pakenham, Friday, May 29th. Peak Pro Wrestling, Old Dog New Tricks is at Steam Jacket Brewing in Reservoir, Friday, May 29th. PCW, Professional Championship Wrestling, Slam featuring Evolution and Ignition, Southeastern Entertainment Centre is in Ferntree Gully, Friday, May 29th and Saturday, May 30th. Oz Pro Wrestling, We've Got the Power, Central Ringwood Community Centre, Saturday, May 30th. And Deathmatch Down Under Reborn is at Singing Bird Studios, and Loose Lips Sink Ships, 24 Moons in Northcote, Saturday, May 30th and Sunday, May 31st. And if you're in WA, get on down to Lucha Fantastica. The anniversary in Perth is at the Perth Mess Hall, Saturday, May 30th. And that's all the wrestling that's happening It seems as though if you're in New South Wales, there is Saturday.
Oh,
There's a
lots
lot
on.
of options for the Saturday night, whatever's closest to you or whatever you regularly attend to. But there's plenty of opportunity on the 30th. Make sure you go to the one that you enjoy the most, because
I will
that
be at
ticket money-
Peak on the 29th.
Nice, because your ticket money funds the show. The more tickets they sell, the more money goes into the show, the more money goes to the boys, more money goes into production, makes the whole thing better. If you like a particular wrestler, make sure you hit the merch desk, buy a t-shirt, buy an 8x10. That money funds their wrestling dream so that they can continue to put on amazing shows for your entertainment. Thanks everyone tuning in. That was Australian Indie Wrestling for this week, and we'll see you later this week for the interview with the Puppeteer.
And the reason why Don is a little rattled is because he's just interviewed the Puppeteer.
I'm all right. I'm doing all right.